I'm going to play a game called the top 5 superhero movies in this box. I'm going to pull out 5 different superhero movies, show them to you, talk about them, and rank them 1 through 5. And we're going to start right now. Welcome to Joe's Multiverse. I'm Joe, and the universe that we're visiting today is the universe of superhero movies. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out. And I'm coming out with new videos all the time. All right, let's get started. Number 1, it's the metal case version of Avengers Age of Ultron. I like this movie. It is up on the top of my list of the MCU movies, all leading up to Infinity War and Endgame. I love the fact that they had that scene in there where they're all kicking back after the party and you kind of get a glimpse of the core Avengers hanging out, drinking, playing games, having a good time. And that was just an awesome thing to be able to see. It was the best part of the whole movie. Most people would agree. This is a very nice case that I got here. It was the first appearance of the Vision, and it was a nice payoff. And spoiler alert, it was a nice payoff in Endgame, where we saw Captain America wield the hammer of Thor, because he kind of nudged it when they were all picking up or attempting to pick up the hammer after the party in Age of Ultron. They probably could have done a little better job with Ultron. I don't think that they could have gotten a better actor for the voice with Spader, but very, very cool movie. Number 2, the Wolverine. Not one of the best rated X-Men Wolverine movies. I personally liked it. I liked seeing Wolverine from that perspective. They showed interpreted a very good story from one of the comics. People said, reviewers and all that, said it wasn't as accurate to the Silver Samurai, but I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I just watched this within the last 2 weeks, and I went looking for it through all my movies and found it, and it was one of the ones that I threw together that I wanted to pick out for 5 movies in this box. But it's not the high, like I said, it's not the highest rated, but if you haven't seen it and you like the Wolverine, it's worth a watch. I like the Wolverine. The Wolverine. It's a lot better than Wolverine Origins, which I didn't mind at the time, but I didn't know the source material, so it didn't bother me much then. Number 3. The Justice League. Now, not one of the best superhero movies. It was because it was poorly executed. It was rushed. They shouldn't have had Superman and Batman meeting the way that they did in Batman v Superman. They shouldn't thrown all these characters together as quickly as they did. They should have had Superman and Batman have that fight between them long way down the road when they were older, like in the source material. It was cool to see these heroes and these characters all up on screen together. They wanted an Avengers type deal going on with this. They wanted to have that sort of grandiosity like the team up movie. They just did it way too soon. They should have developed the characters. They should have introduced each one of them on their own, but they didn't. And this is what we got. And because it was done poorly, we got a poorly executed movie. Or because they executed it poorly, we got a poor team-up superhero movie. But Zack Snyder coming out with the Snyder Cut, which nobody thought was ever possible. Everybody hoped and dreamed, and it was on everybody's wish list and a pipe dream. But now, in just a couple of months, we're actually going to be getting that movie. So that might redeem the Justice League, especially now we all know these characters a lot better. So I think that'll help. But Justice League, I own it. I enjoyed going to see it. I have a good memory of going to see it. Just not the best superhero movie. Number 4. Black Panther. An awesome, awesome MCU movie. An awesome movie all around. Chadwick Boseman couldn't have had a better Black Panther. Loved his introduction in Civil War. I think Michael B. Jordan was awesome. And him, Josh Brolin as Thanos, and what's his face as Loki, the 3 best villains in the MCU. I think we can all agree on that one. It's too bad that we don't have Chadwick Boseman any longer. I really would have liked to have seen him as Black Panther longer. I would have liked to him stayed around longer in general. He was a great, great actor. But we have one of the finest superhero movies ever made that he left behind for us. So very, very cool. One of my favorite MCU and one of my favorite superhero movies. And number 5. It's an animated movie. It's Batman. It's The Dark Knight Returns. It's the deluxe edition. This particular movie has got the DVD. This is DVD. It's not Blu-ray, but it has the feature. And then this one comes with actually 2 discs of special features. So I'm not really trying to promote this disc set, but it's pretty cool. Frank Miller wrote one of the best Batman stories ever in the mid 80s. An older Batman, grizzled, and they did a beautiful job of interpreting his comic into this animated movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The Joker in it is great. It's not Mark Hamill. Usually I don't like animated Jokers, when they don't have Mark Hamill's voice, but this is done well. There's a part in here with the Joker that was inspired a big scene in the last Joker movie, and so that was kind of cool to see. But this is a very adult, gritty, very, very good Batman story, a very good animated superhero movie. So let's rank these 1 through 5, starting with 5 and going down to number 1. Let's see. This is probably pretty easy. And we're done. Number 5. Number 5. Got to give it to Justice League. It is the worst superhero movie in these 5 movies, and just poorly executed. But we'll see what happens in a few months with the Snyder Cut. But Justice League, number 5. Number 4, got to give it to the Wolverine. I really like this movie. There's some things that could be done, but there's room for improvement everywhere and in everything. It's not the worst. It's not. I couldn't say that it would be on the bottom part of my list of all superhero movies, but it's on the bottom part of these 5 movies, but the Wolverine. Number 3, got to give it to Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Again, this is far from one of the worst movies, but in these 5 movies, we're giving it the number 3 spot. But check this out if you haven't seen it. If you don't mind animated superhero movies, it's really well done. It's got its style all its own. The voice actor for Batman is the actor that played the original RoboCop. So that's very cool. You start watching it and you're like, I know that voice. And the number 2 spot has to go to Age of Ultron. These 2 last movies, I've said before, rankings are ever changing, but the number 2 spot is going to get Age of Ultron. It has one of the best MCU scenes in it of all the MCU movies, with them sitting around trying to lift Thor's hammer. But the number 2 spot this is where this guy is sitting in these 5 movies, Age of Ultron. And the number 1 is the Black Panther. Loved seeing this movie. It's by far the best out of these 5 movies. It's one of the best MCU movies. It's one of the best superhero movies. Black Panther. Loved the music. Loved the colors, the epic scope of it, the story. It's a good movie all around. Even if it wasn't a superhero movie, it's still a great movie. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan. There's a lot of good actors in this too. Forrest Whitaker, one of the all-time greatest. One of the all-time greatest. It's got a whole bunch of awesome actors. It's just a good movie. Anyway, so that was the top 5 superhero movies in this box. All right, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit that bell, comment, like, and all that good stuff. And we will see you next time when we go into the multiverse. I'll see you later. I'm just not wearing this the whole time. I'm just not.